Oh, all right, let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Good morning, you guys. Hope everybody is doing all right. Welcome to Rob's Arcade. I'm your host, Mr. Rob French. Let's go ahead and start this off, right?
Rob's Arcade, Rob's Arcade, where the games get played and the games get saved so they can be played on another day. Rob's Arcade.
One day I will do a better job of putting that theme song into these videos. It's just a sad rendition when it comes through my phone over the speaker to you guys instead of just coming through crystal clear like it should. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out here in Rob's Arcade. This is probably the closest thing it's going to look like to an actual arcade when playing video games here. This here is it's a VR modulator, if you will. Um, you're supposed to use this with the SEGA VR and sorry, not SEGA VR, Sony VR, and you're able to like look around this room and check out all these cool like Sega games in the VR aspect. It's still pretty cool, um, like a cool emulator, if you will, of different old school video games played on the Sega Genesis. They've got a really cool thing going on now where you can actually get for your your VR set at home um, a emulator that actually will allow you to build your very own room with a lot more detail than this. So when you put on your VR headset, it's like you're stepping into a room from the 90s or early 2000s. You can like literally decorate it with tons of little figures and toys and plushies and different things. Um, and really, it's kind of like what I would imagine like VR being like as a kid when things like Lawnmower Man and just like the whole concept and idea of VR was even introduced. Just building these worlds that you get to live in, experience, and just play games in all day long. So anyway, this is a very cool um, emulator of different like Sega games through Sega Genesis. One of my favorite things about the PlayStation is not only its ability to um, provide like some of the most cutting edge and um, up to date games where you have like uh, Spider-Man 2 and you know uh, Fortnite, of course, is huge, but like Call of Duty and all these like really big titles, like Gran Turismo and um, it allows you to play all these really great new titles. But I think one of my favorite pieces of the PlayStation and the PlayStation Store is your ability to go back and play old games. Like, I mean, Golden Axe here was one of my favorites growing up. And not only from the Sega Genesis, but I've also got a pretty cool collection of even Nintendo games, that were available on the PlayStation Store for purchase. I think I have like the Double Dragon collection. I reviewed a lot of those games already in the past, but I'll probably go through and review some of those as well and just kind of share with you some of the games that I grew up playing as a teenager in the early to mid 90s. The Sega Genesis titles really stick out and hold a special place for me, especially like characters like Sonic the Hedgehog here. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee real quick. But these were characters and games that started to really build my confidence as a as a gamer. The Nintendo, I grew up playing, had some really great games, some titles I really enjoyed, and a few that I was able to beat. I think I beat Mario and um, a few others, but there was just like, I mean, a list that went on and on of games in the Nintendo realm that just I could not figure out, I couldn't beat. And then it was when I got to the Sega Genesis that titles started to move over to a list of accomplishment where I was able to actually sit down and wow, Wonder Boy and Monsterland. That's going to be a fun one. Able to sit down and go through a lot of these games. I believe the last one I played with you guys was Beyond Oasis, and I actually really enjoyed it. I feel kind of bad because I was kind of quiet, but I actually wound up playing. Um, this is really cool. I like this intro already. Ooh. I wound up playing Beyond Oasis for quite a few minutes after I ended my video, and it was really just I really got into that game. It was a lot of fun, but I found myself being really quiet during the gameplay, um, which I think is a good sign that it's a good game. I was kind of like locked in, as the kids say. Uh, but I really enjoyed that. Hopefully, we'll enjoy this. This kind of reminds me of a title I used to play called Soul Feast on Sega CD, which was one of my favorite games on that. I think it came with the console, which was really cool. This music is awesome. There's some really cool anime cutscenes in Soul Feast. But there were a lot of games like this here growing up. This looks like it's all like insects instead of spaceships, which is kind of cool. I'm actually going to let this just play for a few minutes because you might actually get a chance to see some different levels just in the demo stages and some of the different characters. Okay, we have co-op, which is really cool. This is really wild. So typically this kind of game is played with like spaceships. It's a very simple premise. You get a spaceship, you go through, you blast things, and you get power-ups. This seems to be like all organic. You're like flying fish of some sorts. And everything you're shooting at is something like living. It's pretty bizarre. It's pretty wild. Biohazard. Well, that makes sense in the title. Biohazard 1992. But this is a game I don't know that I would have sought out in the video store and been like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. Most likely this would have been a game that I would have picked up because like I got to the video store too late on a Friday night, or hit the video store on a Sunday after a weekend and there's just like really nothing left on the shelf. Like, all right, well let me try out Biohazard. Sorry, I'm sending a text real quick. They're like, dude, we don't pay you to drink coffee and send text messages in these videos. Yeah, so it's all like bugs, bees. I'm gonna let them run one more little demo screen here. But yeah, this is definitely like something I probably would have been like almost like locked into renting out of, just nothing being left on the shelf. Let me see how many times I can say locked in this video. It seems to be the new jive thing to say with all the kids. See, like little dragonflies. I don't even know what that is. If I saw a bug like that in my house, I would probably move. What's the little thing with it? It's got like a little like tail sidekick thing going on. It's so bizarre. Just trying to pay attention to some of the gameplay. I would actually like, this is what I would do a lot of times when I was younger. I would rent the game, turn it on, and just watch. And I would get more out of just watching some of the demo screens than I would from. I don't think anybody did. Anybody like even read? Oh wow, that was kind of cool. Did anybody even like read the instructions growing up? I don't think so. All right, so we have 2 players. We have different little like flying fish guys. I don't know which one to be. I'm just gonna go with this first one. Why not? All right. Also, okay. So you start off in space. So you are a spaceship. All right. Now I'm a little confused. I thought you were like a soul feast. What is that? Why is that thing shooting in every weird way? How do you control that top thing? The bottom thing. That's the top thing. All right. Yeah, this. Wow. You can't even get. Why isn't that little thing shooting? So does he have... Why is it shooting behind? There we go. Alright, there we go. It's like trying to get that little yellow laser thing in front is a little tricky. Wow, okay. Yeah, so again, this would have been something like I probably would have rented just because there was nothing left on the shelf. I don't know if this is something I would have sought out. It's definitely just a lot of fun. Kind of just like a button smasher. Oh shoot, I knew that was going to happen. Game over. So yeah, I could, you know, definitely see myself playing this all week or however long I had this game. I'm just kind of like sticking with this idea that like I would kind of go in there on a Sunday to Video World to rent something. It's like there's nothing. What is this? Let me check this out. And then spending the week just smashing buttons. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I feel about this little like this added thing that's supposed to be helping you, but I don't know, I don't feel like it really adds anything. And I'm kind of counting on it to do something a lot of times when I'm leaving myself open to attacks. The worst part about these games is a lot of times you'll get something cool like this laser thing here, and then all of a sudden you'll bump into something else, and it changes up your weapon. Like, what is that? Shooting streamers? It's like party streamers? And of course it's like A, B, C, they all do the same thing. Nothing really changes. That's some crazy, like, that's messing with my head, man. I don't like that. That's very disorienting. Kind of reminds me of Dark Side's laser blast, where they just go like all over the screen. It's definitely a game that would cause, I think, like a seizure. You got like the screen going one way, enemies shooting across, laser blast everywhere. Stage 1 clear. That's right, because I'm the man. My little flying stingray. What is that? It's like a flying fish. It's like some kind of weird needle nose. Alright, so now we've gone from space, we're in the city. So I guess maybe that's the premise here. There's some evil alien thing attacking Earth. And we just made it through space. Oh, that sucks. Is this... Oh yeah, continue. Yeah. Let's pick a different dude. Stage 2. Oh, I like this guy. Then I feel like in the other games, again, I'm just gonna keep using like Soul Feast, because that was the one I always played growing up, as an example. You would, oh, it hit me. Kind of like build up your ship as you went along, which was a kind of a cool concept, but you don't really get that with this thing. Like, you just kind of get like different add-ons for your little sidekick guy. Oh my gosh. You can't just hold down the button, which I don't like. This is definitely one where you just gotta like... Oh wow, that thing's heavy duty right there. That's no joke. It's like burning through continues all day here. Yeah. 7 credit. Oh, I'm gonna stick with this bug guy. I like him. My method is, since like all the buttons do the same thing, it's just like switching between like A, B, 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 and just like back and forth with like 2 fingers. Yeah, maybe 2 finger this game. And that did not work there. But this would be definitely a game where I would break out the SEGA. Wow, I'm just getting annihilated. Alright. Well, we can see where the continues are going to go in this game here. Dang, this is tough. Maybe I don't like that guy. But this definitely would have been a game where I lock in with the Sega Genesis like Pro Pad Turbo controller, where you just get like blown to bits again. We just get through the game by just turning on the turbo function and just holding down A. There we go. I just feel like that, like I said, just a little added on thing. I'm not, oh my gosh. I'm not a fan of what he does. Oh my lord. This is brutal, you guys. This has hurt my feelings. I don't think I want to anymore, to be honest. Alright. Let me game over with this character. Yeah, I like the idea of like, again, like Soul Feast, you're just a ship kind of like building up. Oh my gosh. By adding on different weapons, and we'd have like lasers on the top and different things on the bottom and cannons. This little add-on guy, I don't know, I just don't feel like he's just not cutting it. He's not holding his weight. He's not really, yeah, I don't know. This is tough. This might have been one of those games where I go in and I rent on a Sunday morning, and then by Sunday afternoon around 2 or 3 o'clock, I'm just playing one of my other games that I already own, because this is just like hurting my feelings over and over again. Hold on, more coffee. Kind of really would like some of these little orb things, and I don't get this either. I guess these are like your little power-ups, which I don't even know what does what, really. Again, in games like, again, Soul Feast, you would kind of know what you were getting. Like when you would bump into something, you kind of like, okay, that's your laser. You would see something else, and they're like, okay, that's my cannon thing. This, I don't know, like, what's the difference between, like, blue orb, yellow orb? I think I like the yellow orb. Oh my gosh. Hmm. I feel like they give you stage 1. Alright, we'll give this to you. Like, see, what is... I just don't know what any of these... I like this one. Kind of shoots in every direction. I kind of want to keep this. The downside with these games, though, is a lot of times when you're going through, you can't always see what um, what you're flying into, and you'll have like a really cool weapon, kind of like Contra. I don't know if you've ever experienced that in Contra, but you would have a really cool weapon. You're like, yeah, and then all of a sudden you bump into something not as cool, and kind of be forced to kind of like forced to play with that. Made it just a little bit further. That's kind of the overall strategy with all games from the 80s and 90s is you just play over and over and over and over and over and over. It's like the only way to really beat this. I like the blue thing. Oh, I didn't get the blue thing. See what I mean? It's like you don't really have control all the time on like what you get. I just think this is not. I don't know if I can't press the buttons as fast as I used to. This, I don't even know what this little extra ladybug thing you have flying around you. What is that? It's like a little beetle. Now that I'm looking at it, that's what it looks like, a little beetle. Oh. Oh, that you can't just hold down. That's awesome. Okay. And I don't like the overall control and direction of how you like manage that little beetle. Just is not very effective. Again, like it's like I hate to keep going back to Soul Feast, but I was trying to like help you guys like understand what I'm saying. Like, so you would have a spaceship, and then you would have like a function that you would run into for your main function, and it would like change up and like be like super powerful. And then you would fly around, you would find something else, and if you hit it from the top, connecting it to your bottom piece of your ship, then you'd have like a laser that would take care of everything on the bottom part, right? Or like maybe a rocket launcher or something. And then you would find another piece and you would hit that with the top of your ship and like put that on the top and have like, I don't know, a tri-cannon thing or something else, like so you'd have like three super cool, powerful weapons all going at one time, basically just annihilating everything on the screen. And it was fun. And there were a lot of games like that. I can't think of any other titles right now to save my life. Whenever I think of Soul Feast, I just keep thinking of like Soul Calibur. um, but I think that if I'm not mistaken, right? I hate to say, like, am I even thinking of the wrong game here? Maybe I am. No, yeah, I am. Sega CD or Mega CD section, Soul Feast. Um, it's kind of like a shoot 'em up video game. I'm trying to see if there's anything um, that likens it to that, but I'm not really seeing anything. Just kind of rolling through. Yeah, I don't see any other games that are like that game, but that's exactly the one I was thinking of growing up. I tried this little guy again. I like this design. There we go. Just see what happens now. And like I said, what is that? And then it shoots behind you. How do you get it? I wanted to shoot in front. Oh my gosh. It's like I'm picturing, because I'm imagining there's somebody piloting. That was super fast. So I would imagine there's somebody piloting that little craft, the bug, right? In some weird way. Because it came out of a spaceship. Which, if they have spaceships, why don't they use spaceships? Why are they using these things? I just don't get it. Alright, that's my alarm telling me to wrap things up here. Well, that's Biohazard in a nutshell here, people. I'm guessing there's, again, some kind of weird biohazard taking over the Earth, and the only way to stop it is by using our own bio vehicles. I have no idea. But this is definitely one that, like, again, I would have rented on Sunday. By Sunday afternoon, I would have been so frustrated. And most likely by the time I took it back towards the end of the week, I only would have viewed the second stage over and over and over and over and over again. But yeah, definitely one of those games I feel like nobody wanted, nobody asked for, and trying to kind of reinvent a concept that there's just really nothing wrong with it. Again, like, just use a spaceship. The little bugs clearly come out of a spaceship. I feel like they were testing these out, and they just kept coming back. Like, hey, yeah, everything is cool, but these little, like, beetle things that help, they're just not working, and they just didn't listen. Just, like, set these guys out anyway. Just like, you guys aren't listening to me. Like, this guy seems to be handling things pretty well. It's a matter of, like, looping that thing around and keeping it in front there. Oh, wow, so he made that look so simple. Ha ha ha. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for hanging out. Again, a look at Biohazard Battle 1992 on the Sega Genesis. Look forward to more videos and others like this coming to the channel. So if you're not a subscriber, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are, go ahead and share this for me. Make sure you like it as well. Hit me with a little comment. Always love to hear from you. How would you feel if this is what you had brought home from the video store back in 1992? Anyway, you guys take care of each other, take care of yourselves, love you, and I will talk to you all soon. Until next time, don't spend that quarter anywhere else. Later.